for the morning of Thursday, the 31st of October. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, we've seen a bit of a decline overnight. Obviously, it's a big earnings week this week, and that can have impacts up and down. But I was talking yesterday about the, and I've been talking all week, about the likely bull flags forming here, and this has not hurt that bull flag scenario a bit. What I would like to see is either some move downwards, but basically I need a retest of these lows, and we can start setting up some possible 60-minute buy signals. So I'd like to see these these overnight lows tested in RTH. NQ, the same. Could very much set up a 60-minute sell signal with a bit more downside. Sorry, 60-minute buy signal. RTY, not been playing from the same playbook really, and we're still on the same weak 60-minute sell signal, which hasn't quite reached the possible near miss target. YM is interesting because YM retested the low, as I was suggesting in my post a couple of days ago. I'm planning to put another post out this morning if I can, but I'm pretty sure I can. But I was talking about breaking up from here, coming back and retesting the low, setting up positive divergence. And at the moment, we're seeing all of that, except it hasn't happened in RTH yet. So we will see how that goes. We're still on a 60-minute buy signal here, and that didn't reach the possible near miss target. But we could, of course, set up a secondary one. DAX and the SDX look particularly interesting here because we've actually got nice-looking buy signals brewing on both of them. DAX, we're also testing the monthly pivot, which is, of course, only the monthly pivot now for today. ESDX, this is a pretty nice looking bull flag now. Been watching this forming as a bull flag all week, and it still looks like a bull flag. But we'll see what happens in RTH. Hoping to see a retest of the overnight low on ES in it. If so, we can start getting some nice looking buy signals brewing. So ES, we haven't got a move which is likely to get us to this target. But if we see these sort of lows sustained during the day today, we may reach the full target, and we'll likely reach the possible near miss target. RSI 5 sell signal still outstanding on the daily. We were holding the daily middle band of support that is broken today. Now, if we see a close below it today and is confirmed by a close below tomorrow, then obviously that could change what we're looking at here. But in the meantime, I'm really just expecting an overall bull flag to be forming, setting up another retest of the high. I do have a target on RTH for this move down. Apologies for the dog. And I've got that in about the 5760 area, and it looks like we're probably going to open below this trend line here. That's not hugely significant necessarily, but it could signal the start of a larger topping process, which would still, in my view, likely involve a retest of this high. All right, looks very similar on SPY, except we haven't got the nice looking flag support trend line, which I'm watching on SPX. On the Qs, we were still holding the daily middle band, and it looks as though that may be breaking overnight, but that may not last through the day, of course. On the hourly chart, not much to see. On the 15-minute chart, I'm watching the rising support, which I've got in about the 486.5 area, and we got a potential level top here, which I'm not expecting to break down. And if it does break down, it may just fail back into a retest of the high, but I'll be watching with interest. On Dia, we've been holding the daily middle band as resistance the last few days. This has been the weakest of all the US indices. We're pretty close, and we're likely to break this rising support at the open today. That's not particularly significant. What I am watching is the potential double bottom set up here. We will see how that goes and whether we find some support not too far below. I would note that on YM we've reached the possible head and shoulder neckline, and we may reach that on Dia this morning. That raises the possibility, of course, we could be forming a right shoulder on any rally from here. All right, great. Let's have a look at the IWM chart. And on IWM, we've got nothing really in terms of patterns apart from this looks rather like a bear flag and may well be setting up a retest of this low here in the 217.37 area. Not a lot to say apart from that. We've been kicking around and trading through the daily middle band a bit the last few days. Yesterday was an attempt to break up away from the daily middle band, which was rejected into the end of the day. DAX, not a lot to see. Still a nice looking potential double top, and we've broken down below the daily middle band. On Nikkei, we've broken back above the daily middle band, and we'll see how that goes. All right, great. Let's have a look at the dollar. Now, dollar, I'm a little concerned about this because we haven't actually quite reached my target on the upside, and we've got sell signals fixed on the on DX, and we've got buy signal fixed on Euro, one brewing, I think, on GBP. But there's lots of on the currency pairs, there are lots of signals fixing, suggesting that the dollar is about to go down. Now, we do also have a little double top here, which is now broken down with a target in the 103.10 to 103.20 area. So I'll be watching that with interest, but I'm still thinking we may need another retest of this high to make my trend line target. So we'll see how that goes. On ZB, ZB is still kicking around. No obvious real sign of that we're making a low here. We broke up from a little level bottom yesterday, but at the moment that looks as though it may well be rejecting. CL, still wondering about a test of this resistance trend line in about the 70.3 area. NG, persistently low. We broke up for a double bottom. Fell back into the low. The 60-minute buy signal hasn't really done anything so far. At the moment, it looks like we're probably going to be coming back to retest this low in the 2.71 area. GC, we've still got we've got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed, but that's getting pretty close to the possible near miss target. On SI, this looks like an overall bull flag forming, and we've got obviously the head and shoulder failed. We've got a target back at a retest of the high. Obviously, a bull flag target would obviously also be back at a retest of the high. If we do see the dollar turn, we're likely to see an acceleration to the upside on precious metals. On HG, still wondering about a retest of this low to set up a decent looking double bottom, which we haven't really got so far. Euro might be a double bottom breaking up, or equally could be a bear flag. The second low of this double bottom was higher, so that leaves the flag option very, very open. GBP USD failing to break up. The inverted head and shoulders here has failed. That's got a target back at a retest of the low. USD JPY is broken rising support. USD CAD may be turning here. We've got lots of divergence on the daily charts, but less so on the 60 minutes. Australian dollar still persistently heading lower. I've got declining resistance in about, well, just under 66, and we'll see whether that can break up. 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. Looking at NZ, again, not much sign of a rally so far. KC, we've got possible retest this low coming, might be setting up a double bottom. Sugar has gone back up and retested flag resistance. We've now got a pretty decent looking flag here. When it breaks up, I'll be expecting to see a retest of this high here in about the 23.35 area. CC has made the head and shoulder target. 60-minute sell signal is fixed, but has done very little so far. We may be heading back up into a triangle resistance trend line, which I think is in about the 71.50 area. On CT, possible double bottom here, but it's a little oversized. But we've got a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed. We'll see how that does. We've also got a little double bottom here, which might have more of a shot and would have a target in about the 72.5 area. On ZW, I've been waiting on wheat and corn for soy to reach the obvious target. Now we had a bear flag. It reached the retest of the low, which was the flag target. We've now got a potential very nice looking double bottom, and this could be the start of a significant reversal back up on grains. Looking at lumber, we've got a little bit of negative divergence, but obviously we had the flag formed for ages, broke up, and made new highs with some confidence. Nothing really suggesting this is about to turn back down at the moment. Live cattle, possible double top forming here. Watching that with interest, and lean hogs at the moment just continuing higher. So we'll see. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions, of which we've got none. Okay, what I would like to see is retests of the overnight lows in the in RTH. But really, I'm still thinking that we've got likely bull flags here forming. So if we can retest the overnight lows, set up some positive diversions, we could rally from there. And YM particularly has reached a very nice level to rally from. I'm still expecting to see retest the highs, not necessarily on YM, but certainly on ES, and hopefully on RTY. So those are the ones I would really like to see. If we are going to make a larger top, that would be the obvious place to find that. But what I would say is the stats do not favor it. The seasonal stats were very much in favor in early September, and they're pretty much against now. We've got bullish stats today, bullish stats tomorrow, so we haven't even got the end of month decline usual stat that we've got today. And next month, the minimum average green closes is 49%, and we've only got 5 of them under 50. The next few weeks into Christmas are one of the most historically bullish areas of the year. So I'm not that optimistic about seeing a big decline, but if we are going to see a big decline, we should do that retest to the high first. In the meantime, I think any lower, a retest to the low on of the overnight low likely looks like a buy. And I think we're probably going to see a retest of the high fairly soon. We shall see. All right, great. Well, I think that's a wrap, guys. I'll have everything posted as soon as possible. My pleasure as always, and I'll catch you later.